Hi, I'm David,
And I'm Ben.
and what we decided to do for our supply chain project is we did the Glass Art of Asheville, and it started with a very well-known store known as Wonderland. Wonderland. Wonderland is a locally owned business in Asheville that sells products centered around contemporary counterculture such as fine tobacco, glass merchandise, and creative t-shirts. The target market and products offered at Make Wonderland what is commonly and informally referred to as a head shop. Our focus has been glass art displayed and sold at Wonderland. This retail store and similar businesses in Asheville are well known for their support of local artists. The owner of Wonderland goes by Richard. Richard did not give us his last name due to certain legal logistics around glass merchandise. However, he was willing to tell us about his business and offer his extensive insight into glass art in the Asheville community.
So, David, what sort of legal logistics discouraged Richard from giving his last name?
Well, I'll tell you, Ben, and I'll also tell you, Jonathan. Certain legal logistics include the certain run-in with the SWAT team, with the Octopus Garden.
Richard told us of many local glass artists that his business supports. Every piece of glass art presented in his display cases has a tag naming the artist and location where each product was created in order to show the buyer how local each piece actually is. He also shared how he was able to be successful in the buy local economy, as seen in the following ways. It is economically advantageous. Personal interactions allowed prices to be negotiated. Asheville is known for its glass art and is a buyer's market. Richard also says Wonderland gets first choice on the best glass pieces. It is community-oriented and sustainable. Richard is also able to do business with friends, allowing him to support the local glass-blowing community. When prompted, Richard spoke of one friend in particular who has been reliable and produces quality work.
Now, Ben, what exactly do you mean by a buyer's market?
Well, David, a buyer's market is one that is predominantly controlled and determined by the consumer or the buyer in a transaction. In the case of glass art in Asheville, there are many artists, while there are only a few businesses that retail said glass art. And this dynamic makes the supply greater than the demand, thus giving the retailer or the buyer more leverage during the transaction, and thus more capacity to set prices.
Huh. The first link, Quinn. Quinn is a local glass blower in Asheville, and the relationship between him and Richard is very relaxed and friendly. Quinn offers his glass art when he has it available to sell. Richard may also request more pieces from Quinn when he needs more items in his display cases. In both cases, bargaining occurs, and from there a price is agreed upon. There is little to no unnecessary formality involved in this link, allowing the business relationship to be friendly and informal. This transaction, based largely on trust, helped lessen operating costs for both parties involved.
The friendly and informal interactions between artists and retailers as seen between Quinn and Richard.
In most cases, you would not, but because when it comes to the glass market and buying glass pieces, it has to be a very open and friendly environment and a friendly relationship. Because it's working primarily with glass pieces, of which Quinn, the artist, is dealing directly with Richard. Normally bargaining occurs in a very relaxed setting, such as a bar or coffee shop. But when it comes to the actual glass pieces, that is either done in the back of Wonderland or in Quinn's home, allowing there to be no problems with the law.
Quinn's glass-blown art. Along with Richard, Quinn did not provide his last name for security reasons. Quinn does advertising on Facebook, as can be seen at facebook.com/QuinnTheEskimoGlass. Quinn also has a day job running glass supplies for GlassX. Quinn blows glass professionally on his own time and sells to shops owned by friends such as Richard and to more formal customers. All of Quinn's tools are made locally, and he acquires his supplies from Mountain Glass Arts, a local glass-blowing/lamp-working supply store.
Ben, how does Quinn divide his time in terms of his day job and his glass art?
Well, moving supplies for the GlassX company is, as you said, his day job. And so it generally encompasses those 9 to 5 hours. And everything outside of that, he commits to his more creative work and to his dealings in getting that work sold. Thus meaning it's also a full-time job, but in the literal sense of a day job, not so.
The second link, Mountain Glass Arts. Quinn acquires his glass and his tools for his art at Mountain Glass Arts. He places bulk orders over the phone or by internet for high volume needs. For smaller needs, Quinn needs only to walk in their storefront and make a retail transaction.
What is Quinn's connection to Mountain Glass Arts? Is he friendly with them, or is it strictly business?
It is more of a friendly transaction. He is good friends with Joe, who is the store owner and has a friendly relationship, a lot like the one that he has with Richard, which gives the supply chain a more relaxed feeling instead of a really tight, very formal business transaction.
Mountain Glass Arts. Mountain Glass Arts is located on 1370 Tunnel Road in Asheville. Mountain Glass Arts is well known by the Asheville glass art community as a retailer of glass-blowing and lamp-working supplies, which serves both hobbyists and commercial glass artists. Many of the tools available at Mountain Glass Arts come from Andy Oxy Company, which is located on 27 Heritage Drive in Asheville. The tools and supplies of Andy Oxy Company are all made locally.
Is Mountain Glass Art also committed to a buy local practice, the same as Quinn and Richard?
Well, having spoken to the owner, who is going by just Joe, similarly to Quinn and Richard, it's very apparent that they are committed to the buy local movement, as can be seen on their website in short news blurbs, as well as their mission statement, and also Joe's expressed sentiments towards the local economy, especially artisan trades and especially glass blowing. This has been a presentation by Ben and David of the glass art of Asheville and its related supply chain.
Thank you.